Hi, everyone. We are live.
Yeah, it's Cece here.
Hi, and I am Sarah, and this is the
Holistic
Holistic
Brown
Brown
Mamas.
Moms. Yeah.
Yes, we are here, and as you can see, we are like just doing this thing right now. This
Yeah.
is our first live, and we are super excited to share with you guys and to bring you into our world and hopefully be brought into yours.
Yes, absolutely. So you guys can check the chat. I'm going to put a link below where you guys can sign up to put your email addresses in because we'd love to hear from you. You're probably like, why would I put my email address in? I don't know anything about y'all. What y'all doing? So let's so let's talk about why we're here. What are we doing? What is this?
Yes. So Sarah and I connected through a different Facebook group, and we have a lot of the same types of passions and interests. And one of our big interests is bringing holistic health to people of color, because in a lot of the communities of brown peoples, we just didn't see a lot of representation of how to live a holistic lifestyle from people who look like us. And not that it's a big deal that people look like us per se, because we can learn from anyone, but it is nice to be able to see the unique things about your culture in a holistic way so that you can kind of interweave it into your life with greater ease and to find a support system that maybe feels more comfortable and resonates better with your spirit. So that's part of the reason
Absolutely.
why we're here.
Yeah. And it's funny, this was really birthed out of the Rona freak out and craziness that was going on. There was so much going on about you can take this to help with preventing coronavirus and this and that. And we realized that the community really needed a reliable source to get information from, particularly Black women and their families. So we decided, why not us?
Why not
We
us?
have, yes, we have so much education, so much training, and we're both holistic living brown mamas.
Hmm.
So we decided to create this platform. This is our very first episode. We are going to be recording these episodes live and streaming them to our Facebook page. And then a more edited version will be provided on YouTube and as an audio podcast.
Yeah, so when you're here with us live, we might get a little chatty and get off topic here and there. So we will make sure to condense that down so that you get what's really vital when you hop on to the podcast.
Yeah, because we like to talk, y'all. We like to talk. We're going to get off topic, talking about all kind of stuff. So just ride with us.
Yeah, just rock
So,
with it.
Cece, what are we going to be talking about today?
Yeah, so today we just wanted to introduce ourselves and give you some information about who we are, what our background is, and why we are people who you can come to. As with anything else, we are sharing information for educational purposes only, because, we don't know you. And even if
Right.
we do know you, we're not like all in your personal health and life like that.
Yeah.
So, you can certainly reach out to us and like pick our brains for things like that. But we want you to make sure that you're working with your doctor or whomever is in your healthcare life. But we are just sharing information that you can then go and research more on your own. Um,
Yeah.
but we're here to kind of give you a little guidance.
Exactly. So this is not medical advice. Okay, we're not telling you to drink something, take something, see your doctor first. Um,
Absolutely.
and also we're home, so like most people, because quarantine. So we both have children. You may hear some squealing in the background. You might see a little person running around, but just bear with us.
Yeah, so if
Um,
you if one of us runs away or you see something, that's because we had to handle something, but we will be
yeah,
back.
exactly, exactly. So, a little bit about myself. I am a fifth year naturopathic medical student. I will be graduating in like 71 days or something, but who's counting? Who's
Right?
counting? I will be focusing on women's health, pediatrics, and really just general primary care family medicine. So, I will be providing natural health care for the entire family. once I graduate and become a licensed naturopathic doctor. I have two children, a son and a daughter. I'm married and I live in sunny California.
Now, Sarah, you did some other work in your undergrad. Why don't you tell us a little bit about where your undergrad background is?
I did. So, I have a lot of degrees. For what reason? I don't, yeah. We're not going to get into that. But I did undergrad at Georgia State University. I majored in biology and chemistry. And then afterwards, I went to graduate school at the University of Illinois at Chicago, where I studied something called pharmacognosy. And that's basically drug design and drug discovery from natural products. And so my thesis project focused on really figuring out all these herbs that women are taking for menopausal symptom relief. Like, do they really work? How do they work? Is this something that we can reliably recommend to women? And so my project was to figure out, are they estrogenic? How do they help women with hot flashes and stuff? So that's how I got started in this like holistic kind of lifestyle. And when I realized that the only people who were going to be seeing my data were other researchers, I thought, that's not cool. That's not fun. Like women around the world who are going through menopause need to learn about this. So I became a naturopathic doctor so I could actually treat women and their families.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
So Cece, what about you? How did you get started? What do you do?
Yeah, so I am a licensed occupational therapist, and prior to getting into occupational therapy, I was working in kinesiology. I'm certified exercise physiologist, and I have been helping people with like weight loss and strength training, rehabilitation, mental health, and physical health and wellness. And I got into holistic and natural lifestyles kind of like little bit by little bit while I was in college because one of my best friends just like showed up one day with natural hair. And being that I was in Indiana, natural hair was not popping at that time. This was like in the early 2000s. And I was like, wait a minute, where's your relaxer, sweetie? Like your hair is curly. But she
Right.
was
What
so
we doing?
beautiful. And yeah, like we just didn't do that back then. Like I remember like crying over getting my relaxer when I was 13 because I'm like, come on, everybody at school has straight hair and I look like this. I felt like a little girl.
Yeah. Yeah. I know
So
exactly what you mean.
and so when I saw her, we just got to talking about, her going natural. And like that's the thing was like everybody was going natural. And it was just so impactful to me because I started researching it and I was like, and that was back when like it wasn't the internet was like, it was like there, but it wasn't like it is now. So, you had to
Yeah.
really go look for information. You might have to go to the library to get a research article. You couldn't just find them on Google. But
Yeah.
I started learning about the chemicals in the hair products and that, these hair products are heavily used by women of color. And I was just like, I need to go natural. Like I can't do this. And then I started like making my own products and making products for my family members. And I just really got involved in the whole, trying to be clean and green and all that other stuff. I mean, like to the point where people were like teasing me and like bringing me like ketchup and stuff. They're like, here, you want to put this in your hair? I got some ketchup. I'm like, no, mayonnaise. Like, stop playing. Mayonnaise.
Right. Wrong condiment. Okay. You
Right.
tried.
And so moving into now, I still do occupational therapy, but I am also training in functional medicine so that I can add that to my practice. I got a yoga certification so that I can use yoga and mind body strategies to help my folks with their physical and mental health. And that's where I am now. I am a mama and I am married. I live on the East Coast. So that's where I am. All right. So
Awesome. All right. So if you can kind of like talk about what else we'll be doing today, I'm gonna pop off because real life. So I'll be right back.
right. All right. So part of the reason why this podcast was so important to Sarah and I was that we saw that there was like an increase in the incidence of COVID with people of color, and that people of color tended to be out in the world working at kind of higher rates than of people of other races, and that we tended to be having a harder time dealing with COVID, more frequency of illness, more frequency of hospitalization. And even the statistics are showing higher death rates. And Sarah and I are going to make a point of giving you guys links and articles and things so you can see what we're talking about, and you can kind of look at it for yourself and know that we're not just like talking out of air, but that we actually have data to show the things that we're talking about. And that was something that concerned us, because the more we learned about COVID, the more we learned that it was a lot of times lifestyle choices that could help reduce your risk. Things like the fact that people who tended to suffer more from COVID were overweight or severely obese, had diabetes, kidney disease, high blood pressure, and some respiratory illnesses. And some of those illnesses can be managed by changing lifestyle and working on managing your overall health and wellness. So that way you were at a lower risk of having complications from COVID. And then, of course, being out and in the community, you're at an increased frequency of contact with different people who may or may not be bringing that virus to you. So, like, what could we do to help build our immune system so that even if you were exposed to this virus, you would not have as likely a risk of an adverse event because of it? So, all of that being said, we really wanted to get something out there for our people that really helped them to see, like, how can you make a difference? How can you change your own life and your health while still being able to connect to your own personal heritage, and, still be able to eat the foods that you enjoy eating, still be able to enjoy the social settings and environments that you prefer to be in, but do so in a way that is helpful to improving your overall health and well-being. So we kind of got into that part as far as starting the podcast and starting to connect. And after we got to talking about that, we just realized that according to the research, women tend to make anywhere from 58 to 80% of, the healthcare choices that are happening in the United States. That women really are the ones that are making the decisions about, what doctor are the family members going to see, what frequency are they seeing those doctors, what medications are people taking, and who's managing those medications for their family members. And women were also responsible many times for buying the cleaning products that were coming into the house, and buying the food that was coming into the house, and, planning and preparing the meals. And so with women having such a strong role in the family for making decisions that affected their family members' health, we wanted to make sure that we could provide a resource for women to make choices with information, so that you had a good base of, okay, this is something that is going to support my immune system. This is something that may harm it. This is something that's going to kill the bacteria, but this is something that won't kill all the bacteria, so that my good bacteria is doing what it needs to do and the bad bacteria is being killed off. So we wanted to just create a nice homey space where we could talk, let our hair down, like speak in the language that we speak in, and just be ourselves, but still be able to get that information that maybe wasn't coming into our communities, so to speak. So that's kind of
Exactly.
where we were.
Yeah. All right. So, one of the great things about the way that we are going to be sharing this broadcast is that for those of you who are joining us live, you can type in questions that you have for us, any topic suggestions, and most importantly, you can share. So, share with other brown mamas in your family and in your friend circle. If you feel like you know someone who would benefit from just basically listening to us talk and share resources, we would love to have you guys. Okay, so moving forward, what you can expect is we are going to be every other Friday. And so you can be guaranteed to see our beautiful faces every other Friday on our Facebook page. That's right. And in the between time, feel free to like our page on Facebook, share any topics that you want us to cover. We will have a Q&A at the end of every episode. So feel free to put in any questions that we can answer for you.
Yeah, and
Yay.
we're
All right.
hoping to do some lives where you guys can actually interact with us. Where the whole live will be about you guys being able to ask questions. We
Yeah.
aren't going to guarantee that we're going to answer every question, but if there's something that stumps us or something that we want to make sure we don't speak out of turn on, we'll get that information and come back to you.
Yeah, absolutely. So each season will kind of have a theme. And so this season, our theme is resilience and like helping with stress, because I know we stress, you know? Yeah. Corona is
Hmm.
going on. working from home. The kids go to school at home. Everybody's at home. And
Mhm.
so, being that it's springtime, we also want to chat about renewal and having a fresh start.
Yeah.
So, Cece, how about you start and just kind of talk to us about how you are approaching this fresh start with spring? I mean, I know for a lot of people, it really is a fresh start because we're getting vaccines and everyone's going out into the world. I feel some kind of way about it. You know, I don't know the next time I'm gonna sit in a restaurant and eat. I don't know. I'm not ready for that. And I'm about to be fully vaccinated. I'm still like, I'm good.
But yeah, and it's true. Like it's the thing you're hearing like on TV a lot is, oh, we're opening up. This is opening up, and and that does make me think of springtime and flowers and everything just like blossoming and opening and this kind of rebirth and renewal. Um, and so my approach right now is just that I love gardening and I love getting
Yeah.
outdoors. So any season I'm outdoors, but at this time, one thing that helps me to kind of cope with the stir craziness and the being kind of in the house, and I mean I'm still going out to work, but I mean I go to work and I come home for the most part.
Yeah.
Maybe go to the grocery store because we got to eat, but I've even been getting that delivered, so
Me too.
which is
Amazon. I
not
love
necessarily a good thing because it's making me crazy, like lazy with the grocery shopping. But anyway,
it.
I'm
Me
like
too.
just drop it at the door, it's fine. But
Right. And don't ring the doorbell.
right,
Okay.
I
Just
don't need
leave
you to
it in
ring
the
it
house.
because I'm here, I'm watching. I'm home.
Exactly.
But yeah, so I love I love getting out and working in my garden and
Yeah.
spending time outdoors and getting my little one outdoors so that we're getting that fresh air and getting in the dirt and exposing ourselves to some things because I do have concerns about the like excessive amount of cleaning that we're doing kind of out in the world as a whole. And I mean
Yeah.
like even in other countries they were like straight up like sanitizing the streets and stuff and I'm like, for real? I don't know, that just doesn't sound like something we should be doing. But I'm just trying to allow myself to have a
Yeah.
little time to get dirty, have a little time breathing fresh air, like without having to be, restricted with a mask on my face every time I walk out the door and stuff like that. So, and
Yeah.
the other thing is I'm just trying to renew like, commitments to, clean eating and,
Mhm.
keeping up with good, healthy, holistic practices.
Yeah.
So what
I
about
love
you?
that. Uh, I feel like it's so funny. I feel like my whole life is a fresh start renewal situation because I'm in like the biggest stage of transition that I could be in my life right now. So I am really focusing on freshening up my routines, freshening up the products that I've been using around the house, and like you said, just trying to be outside with the kids because I mean, parks are filled with people, and I'm still kind of like 6 feet. Okay, and where's your mask? Right, exactly. Stay away. So, in terms of like freshening up my routines, I have been kind of reorganizing everything from like my skincare to my clothing to makeup and cleaning products around the house. So I have kind of been in like a purging stage right now. So um, I am using some new skincare products from Beauty Counter, just trying to like take care of my skin, but also not fill it up with all the terrible
Yes.
chemicals and stuff that's in everything. Um, and most importantly, freshening up my stress management routine. So I have been very big on like diaphragmatic breathing and
Yes.
going on walks, um, which is a big deal because for me, when I'm stressed, at least, I mean, I still do it, but before I really started this, I would stress eat. Like, find me a cookie or like some chips or something. Like, I'm stressed out. I need to like eat something
Hmm.
or a nice half full glass of wine or something. Like, I'm definitely going to drink more than that ounce that they say you're supposed to, you can just top me off a little more. But now that I've been trying to like clean everything up and approach it from a holistic standpoint, I have been doing the diaphragmatic breathing. So I inhale for a count of 4, and I exhale for a count of 6. And I do that until I feel myself kind of like unraveling and kind of melting and just really feeling nice and relaxed. And I also walk.
Yeah.
So I put my mask on, I put my headphones on, and I just go for a walk in our neighborhood to just process what's going on in my mind or in my heart. And so that's how I've been getting a fresh start in my life right now.
Well, that's awesome because I think a lot of people lose sight of the connection that our minds and our bodies have because
Absolutely.
something about American society, we tend to take everything and put it in its own little individual box. Like,
Yes,
especially in healthcare, we got a doctor for this, a doctor for that, a doctor for this, a doctor for that. And we forget that the body works as a unit. Like,
absolutely.
we do so many things in isolation and don't remember that, hey, this is a whole body and our mind is a
Yes,
part of that whole body, right? So
yes,
the breathing connects the mind and the body because you're thinking about how you're controlling the breathing with the count and you're thinking about how that's feeling in your body as you breathe in
yeah,
and out and you feel your belly rise and your chest rise, but also
yes,
the walking. Like a lot of people will say like, oh, I went for a run and it cleared my mind and I was able to think. And, and being able to go for a walk and just kind of have some quiet time inside your own head and
yeah,
and be able to sort out your thoughts. Like it's just, so I think that's pretty cool the way you're like bringing those different practices together.
yeah,
Um, Whereas, I definitely stress ate some chocolate chip cookies today because it was a rough day at work and somebody gave us chocolate chip cookies. And I don't even keep this stuff around because I know that I'll do that.
yes,
And I was just like, we're having cookies at 11 o'clock, y'all. Said that to my team. I was like, it's time. Okay. This week has been rough. It's 11
yeah.
a.m. And
We need it.
that's just what it was. It was like, we're
Yeah,
having breakfast cookies. Is breakfast cookies a thing? Probably not. And
it's gonna be today. How about that today?
it was a thing today. It was a thing today. And I knew I was like, you got to do your podcast today, but I'm going to be honest with people because I'm not perfect. You know what I mean? But yeah, I
Absolutely.
didn't have it in my heart at that time to like just go outside and do some deep breathing. It's what I've been doing the
Yeah,
whole week. I took some
yeah.
time, smelled the blooming flowers and calmed myself down. But today I was like, no, we're having chocolate chip cookies. So I appreciate that
Yes,
you used some good healthy practices because these are not
yes.
gluten-free vegan made with chickpea flour
Right.
cookies. These are straight up
Because
chocolate chip
listen,
cookies.
if I flip my camera, you would see a thing of Oreos right on my counter, okay? Because yesterday I was stressed. And did I eat Oreos? I sure did. And you know why? Because our lives are dynamic. We can't, just like you said, we can't be gluten free, dairy free, egg free, fun free all the time. And so you bring up such a good point because when you and I were planning this show, um, we wanted to make it relatable to so many people because the journey of holistic living is such a big spectrum. We have the super like allergen free, just keto living their best life person. And then you have someone who's new on the journey who knows that they should be doing things differently, don't necessarily have an idea of how to start, where to start, what to do, what
Mhm.
not to buy. And so we wanted to have a platform and a program that is helpful for everyone, wherever you fall on that spectrum.
Yeah. And speaking of which, just I'm assuming if you guys are here that you have an understanding of what holistic means. But Sarah and I are going to share just a little bit of like what that means for us so that you know if you're in the
Yeah,
right place. Because you might not be in the right place for you. And that's okay because everything is not for everybody, right?
absolutely. Yes.
So
So how about you
tell
tell us
me,
what your definition is?
so in my mind, holistic living is about like embracing kind of like everything that works within a whole ecosystem, whether that
Yeah,
ecosystem is your personal body or that ecosystem is like the world and community and society around you. But we're looking at how the things that we do impact that ecosystem that we're focused on at that time. So a lot of
yeah,
what Sarah and I talk about when it comes to your personal body is going to be about the ecosystem within you, your skin, your gut bacteria, the bacteria that lives on you, the food that you're eating, and how your intestines and all your organs are working together cooperatively, and how your mind is working. But we'll go out into the greater things too, when we talk about the cleaning products that you're using, and how your dollars influence policies, and how your dollars influence what products you're going to see on the shelves at what prices, and looking at that big global economy, but also how we affect the bugs and bacteria and animals and grass and plants and things that are
Yeah,
all around us, because that's looking at holistic living from all of those factors, and how can we create the healthiest, most thriving environment for all beings, so that's
absolutely.
kind of what holistic is for me.
Yeah, and I mean, I agree with all of that. I think for me, holistic living means um, there's a sense of authenticity in how you approach the world and your health, particularly um, it's living your life in a way that is as healthy as it can be for you and your family, in a way that reflects your values and
Mm-hmm.
what's important to you. And so I say that because I feel like there's so much pressure for people to be vegan and gluten free and no dairy and all these things. But if that doesn't hold true to you and your family and the values
Sure.
that you have set for yourself, then why do it? So I see holistic living as living purposefully and healthily. And is healthily a word? It's gonna be today.
It is today.
Just
Healthfully. Look
living
at
a life that is truly authentic to you, that helps you feel the best, be the best that you can be for yourself and your family.
Yeah, and I'm going to tell you guys, like, Sarah and I, like, we are here when it comes to like belief system about
Yeah,
things that are like this way and that way. But there are times where what we do with those beliefs will be different. So you'll get a different
absolutely.
perspective, because one thing that we think is that it's important for everyone to do it at their own pace, in their own way, and with what feels right in their spirit. So, like,
Absolutely.
in my household, I'm a vegetarian. Okay. My husband is not a vegetarian. In fact,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure if he could be a carnivore and only eat meat and never eat a plant in his life, he would be more than happy. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I could fix that for him, babe, can you just work it out? Make me healthy, only eating animal products and animals.
Yeah.
And he would
Yeah.
be thrilled. And so, between the two of us, we try to find a way that we can work that out where we're both still healthy and we're living as our authentic selves. Because to Sarah's point, like, if you're falsely trying to identify as a holistic person by thinking that it means, oh, I'm a vegan and
Yeah.
I do all these things, and you're unhappy, then that's not doing anything to improve your health. But if you're happily eating all the animals, but you
Yeah.
still love the animals, or maybe you hate the animals and that's why you eat them, whatever that is for you, you're like, that squirrel, I don't
Cows
like
get
him,
on my
I'm gonna
nerves.
eat him.
Sometimes I like a bird.
But like, that is your choice, and so you can live your own way of living holistically, and it just needs to be true and resonate with you, and that's what's going to give you peace of mind, because that peace is also important, not just all the practices. It's kind of like, okay, Sarah and I also grew up religious, but we're kind of like,
Yeah.
in a different space right now, so we have
Yeah.
things we believe, we have things that we wonder about. But as a Christian and a child growing up, it was about like this pharisaical type of thing where, like, oh, they follow all the rules and they made other rules to keep them from breaking the rules that were there. So it's like super rigid. We are not pharisaical in our beliefs about holistic living. We are very,
Not at
very
all.
open minded, and,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. And if you see me looking over, it's because I have notes. Because one thing that they didn't tell me is, like, after you have children, see, you got them too. See, because after you have children, your brain is kind of like Swiss cheese,
Mhm.
like you'll be like, oh, I need to go look this up. I'm going to say this. 2 seconds later, what was I doing? What was I
Or
going
you
to
have
say?
the squirrel brain where you're like, I am now looking at cookies. Was I supposed to be doing something else? Oh, that's right. No, what did I come in here for? Because I saw cookies when I came in here, but I think I came in here because I was actually thirsty. Like,
Story of my life. Okay. So we talked about approaching the fresh start of spring. Um, Comment down because you guys are probably going to be replay gang. So if you want to do hashtag replay gang out in the comments, tell us um, how you're approaching the fresh start of spring this year and kind of what do you want to accomplish health wise. And by health, think holistically. So, like your finances, your health, um, your spirituality, kind of everything that kind of makes you you. Tell us down
Mm-hmm.
in the comments below kind of what you are doing and how you're approaching that. Um, let's talk about our quarterly goal check-ins and kind of like our goals. So, one way that I kind of stay on top of everything I want to do holistically and kind of making sure I'm staying on track with really taking care of myself, I create goals. Also because I'm a list person. Okay. I get a good satisfaction from like checking things off or scratching it out. I will write down what I've already done just so I can just scratch it
Oh
out.
my God, it's same. And I don't care. And I don't care. I'm like, yeah, I like to see it because the more
Yes.
stuff marked off makes me feel like, look at all that stuff I did.
Like I've been busy, okay, productive. I did things today. So, what are some of I'll share some of my goals, my health goals. And I'll also include goals in the podcast. And if you hear something in the background, I got a 3-month-old baby. She likes to talk and share her opinion. So she's fussing at her daddy right now. But my goals um, really is to just be more intentional with my day and with my time and with my body. So rather than working out because I have to work out, I'm being very intentional. So yes, I'm working out so I can be healthy, but also I know that I have a very strong family history of diabetes. And so working out gets my muscles moving. My muscles use glucose for energy. So the more I move my body, the more energy my muscles need, the more they're going to pull that sugar out of my blood and use it for energy. Boom, not worrying about diabetes and other chronic disease. So it's a way to think about um, really the purpose and the intention behind taking care of yourself. So what about you?
Yeah, my focus has really been on my goal of at some point being a stay-at-home mom and really just focusing in on what it's going to take for me to get there, and establishing a routine with my family so that they are
Yeah,
supportive of me, getting the time that I need to focus on projects outside of work while still having that quality time with my family. So creating balance, creating quality time with the members of my family inside the household and outside, via Zoom or Skype or however we connect,
yeah,
and then really working on my passion because I'm the kind of person that pretty much anything I do, I'm going to have a good time with it. But I have like a specific passion for holistic health and preventative medicine, because I really feel like our compartmentalized, way of doing things has just caused us to have poor health in this country. So I
yeah,
really want to, help make that change. And I don't think I can do it in the position that I'm in right now. So that's
yeah.
my focus, really get myself together so I can be a stay-at-home mom and focus on my business.
Awesome. Well, we're already declaring that that's going to happen. I can't wait for us to like follow each other and follow you guys. Let us know in the comments like what some goals you have for this spring quarter. But we're gonna see all that happen. That's gonna be amazing. Mhm. And you actually set up a really good segue to kind of like the last section of the show, which is talking about eating in the springtime and some awesome foods that are now in season. And for those of you who would love a list of that, that's actually going to be a freebie that you're going to get once you put your email address in. So it's going to be a list of awesome foods for springtime that you can incorporate into your diet. So I think one of my favorites is like the awesome fresh fruit. So you're going to have berries and melons. And now is the time for just delicious peaches and really kind of absorbing the beautiful colors of spring through your food.
Yes, definitely. I love eating a little bit lighter in the springtime, because
Mm-hmm.
it's like in the winter you're thinking about like heavy soups and stews and like hearty things that stick to your bones and keep you warm. And then you get
Yeah.
into the spring and you want to like lighten up and have like a nice fruit salad or a vegetable salad, or even throwing some couscous onto like a green salad with some
Ooh,
different like mango or pineapple or something like that. So just really lightening it up and kind of having a more I don't know. I just think of spring as like bouncy, springy, light.
yes.
So,
Yes. Very bright. Of course, for me, I'm always like, I'm in California, so avocados. Hello, you gotta love
of
avocados.
course, avocados
I
are
know some
awesome.
people are like, they're nasty, and I'm like, are they
You're just
really?
not doing them right. You're not doing them
Right?
right.
Are you eating them fresh out? I mean, you can because I like them, but you gotta add a little flavor, add a little something to it.
Let me tell you, for people who don't really like avocados, who are okay with eating meat, if you take your avocados and if you like fresh onions, you dice up a little red onion and then you get your bacon
Mhm.
bits and put your bacon bits in there and then a little bit of, olive oil or salt. There you go.
There you go. I'm I'm about to do that this afternoon. That sounds amazing. So, I pretty much have everything that I wanted to share today. Is there anything else you wanted us to kind of touch on?
Only other thing is that we really want you guys to feel empowered and be able to speak up and speak confidently to your doctors or your family
Absolutely.
members about the choices that you're making. So, like we said, we're going to give you resources, we're going to give you articles, we're going to give you things to have, so that way you don't have to feel so iffy. Because when you first step into holistic living, it is kind of like you're a weirdo, and why would you do that? It's like, why are you not using bleach right now? Like stuff like that. So you kind
Yeah,
of you just need to have the information so that you're making good choices. So we'll try to help you to feel more confident. And then if things don't resonate with you, kick that stuff to the curb. Everything we say isn't
absolutely.
going to resonate with you, but some things will. You'll take what you need, leave what you don't, but at least then you'll be able to speak with confidence about the things that you're doing and how you're changing your life.
Yeah, definitely. So, I hope you guys have enjoyed this first episode. I know it's kind of been a little everywhere, but we're just getting used to the format, and I'm sure as it goes on, um, it'll continue to be an amazing platform for everyone. So the link to sign up for our email account and subscribe to our email list is in the chat. We are going to be sending out a list of wonderful summertime foods for you to have. Now that's a summertime. See, I'm already
Spring.
jumping. Springtime. Wonderful springtime foods that you guys can enjoy because spring is here. And if you didn't know by the temperature change in some
Right.
areas, the pollen has definitely told you that spring is here.
Yes. And you know what, you guys, if you have allergies, we may talk about that on another episode because I found some strategies that have really helped me out,
Me
which
too.
is why my nose isn't running and I'm not sneezing right now.
Yes, exactly. Me too. I'm just going to drop a word, nettles. Okay, look up nettle leaf
Yes.
tea, brew some. It'll change your life.
And I'm gonna
It'll
tell
change
you, since
your allergy
we're,
life.
I'm gonna drop another one with you, neti pot.
Yes. Yes. Listen, okay, we're gonna go out on a tangent a little bit, but the neti pot. Okay, I felt like I needed to watch how to do it because I'm fairly certain I almost drowned myself the first time I did the neti pot. Like, it's not as straightforward as you might think.
And I'm gonna tell you, when my husband tried it, because I was raving about it, I mean, I just heard him in the bathroom, and I was like, oh my God, what's happening? Like, I think he was waterboarding himself. He was confessing things that he was like, I did that in the third grade. Oh no, you got to
He was
angle
in
your
there
head
fighting for his
better.
life, girl.
Oh my gosh. I was like, because I didn't explain to him how to do it. I was just like, just in one and out the other. It's just fine. Just tip your head. You're good. I'll be back. Oh, So yes, definitely take some time to learn how to neti pot and neti pot
Yeah,
yourself before you try to neti pot your spouse or child.
please. Girl, the thought of doing that on my son, no. Mm-mm. He's gonna have to be grown before he does that because I don't have time. I don't have time. We're just gonna blow your nose. Or use what is it? The Frida. Yeah, the Frida suction thing. Yeah, we'll just use
Hmm.
that because I don't have time. All right, well, we're gonna stop cutting up and probably go on with mama life, student life.
Right.
Yeah.
But it has been absolutely lovely sharing the afternoon with you guys, or evening, or
Yeah.
night, or wherever you are. And we really, really are looking forward to continuing to share and get to know you guys too. So if you're watching, make sure you like, subscribe, share, do all the following things,
Yes.
and we'll continue to do all the good things that we have in store for you.
Absolutely. So we will see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.